Welcome to the Beyond Cinema studio here at the Sundance Film Festival, presented by Celebs.com. I'm here with the cast and director of Rom-Cops, Quentin, Mark, Steve, Eric, and Arden. Talk to me a little bit about the creative process at the screening last night. You said it was super easy, but how did Mark's character in Wrong sort of lead to a spin-off?
I just had the idea, like, on the day when we were shooting his scene for Wrong. I just loved him instantly, like, you know, like first shot. And I decided on the shot, like, I'm gonna do a movie about this terrible cop. I had the idea on the set. And then I wrote it like super fast because I was excited about it. And, you know, I was super inspired by this character because I love him. I mean, he's, you know.
And you were inspired by airport cops that were huge dicks to you when you were working as a limo driver, right?
I mean, that, you know, I say that and that is true, but it went well beyond that. It you know what I mean? It's like that is the seed, but then I put that person in Quentin's world, and it just became a monster.
What is it like for all of you guys to live and work in Quentin's world? What is he like on set?
I'm super nice, yeah.
Super nice.
Super nice.
It's fun. It's cool. I mean, you wish every set was like that. It's really fun.
Is there a lot of improv on your set, or is it
Not
pretty
really.
scripted?
A little. I mean, yeah. I mean, no. It is scripted, but yes, I'm not against it. You know, like when someone does something crazy, like for example, humping a car. That was not written, and yes, it's, you know, it's money on screen. So yeah.
Humping the car.
How did Marilyn Manson get involved? You mentioned that you were receiving some weird emails from him.
Yes.
What does a weird email look like from Marilyn Manson?
You don't want to know.
You don't.
I
know.
didn't think so, but tell me anyways.
Amazing.
No, it was super nice. He was just trying to get in touch with me because he loved the movie Rubber. And he was like nice and weird, sending like weird photos of himself. So at some point I was like scared, like, oh, is it the real one? Is it like a weird fan stalker? But then I met him and he was super nice, and you know, I got excited by the idea of working with him. Because he's a funny guy, actually.
He's obsessed with comedy. He's a huge Eastbound Down fan, so I know that you'd met him before, hadn't you?
Yeah, I met him at the second season premiere of Eastbound Down, but he's a very silly dude.
Yeah, he's funny.
Which is, if you can get past, like, you know, the eye contacts and the hair and the makeup, then it's like, oh, he's just a silly guy.
He's like a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
He's very funny.
Funny.
He's
Really
super
funny.
A
funny.
lot of jokes.
What was the most surprising thing about him when you guys met him?
Look how silly he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he wasn't in makeup too, so it's just this guy. But
Right.
then he's trouble in a fun way. It's like, oh yeah, you can see the heart of like that guy's trouble, all in a fun way.
Yeah.
I worked with him before, and I had my eyes were clawed out, and he had a cane, and he kept hitting me in the testicles very hard as a
Oh
child.
my goodness.
So
How'd
when
you
I found
recover?
out I was going to be in Rom-Cops, my number one goal was to get him right in the nads.
Did you accomplish your
Oh
goal?
yes, he
Yes,
was
you
talking to
did.
someone else. I did a gentle kick. I didn't do it too hard, but he went down.
Down
Very
before
I know
the
satisfied.
count.
you kick him in the ass, don't you?
Yeah, I beat him good.
You beat him.
Quentin wrote some
Nice.
good physical
Yeah.
stuff for us.
You got him back. Steve, talk to me about your big photo shoot. This was your first day on set, right?
Yeah, well, it wasn't even on set. It was in the producer's apartment, so that made it. But it was with two hunky bodybuilder dudes. One like a mini Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they were just so tan, and it was like a half-naked photo shoot. And then I had to put my, you know, like my hand on his chest like this, and it was just like a rock. And then I felt like I never felt so fat.
How short was he? You keep saying was he like?
Well, yeah, he's like, I don't know, 5'8" or something like that. Maybe.
I was impressed that he did full insertion. I mean,
Yeah.
Steve insisted.
No, when I
You
saw that.
did.
It's very impressive as another actor to go right up.
Yeah.
Yes. He's method. He's method.
Oh my goodness. Well, I imagine after that day you were just ready for anything.
Yeah.
It can only go up from there.
Yeah, exactly. Eric, what was your first day like on set of this movie?
My first day, I was kind of nervous. Glasses, could not see a thing. Production did not get me. My
Low
right
budget,
perception.
yeah.
No, it was my
never
first
good.
day working
That's
with
never
Arden,
good.
and we were like coming up with a character together, and we had like fun. We had this backstory that like
Yeah.
we like had sex at this one office party.
Yeah, that we
years
do it every
ago.
year at
Quentin
Christmas.
doesn't know this,
He
but-
doesn't know. We just said that they
Tradition.
do it every year at the holiday party, and that
Yeah.
she hates him because then he
Yeah.
always blows her off, and she has to go back to her husband that she hates.
Yeah. was good. It's amazing. The way Quentin's writing style is very specific. You
Yeah.
know, the French into English is sometimes kind of awesomely stilted, and
Yeah.
so it's cool kind of getting into that vibe and doing it like that.
And it's a really fast-paced set. That's what I gathered from you guys at the screening last night. So elaborate on that a little bit more. What is that like, having to keep up with the fast pace?
I mean, it is fast-paced. We move quickly, but it's like easy. It isn't. It's we're all a tight-knit unit. Everybody, the crew, and everybody, and it moves well and quickly. Like, we shot Wrong Cops, I think, in 21 days all together, and we never worked a night past 7:30.
Yeah, it's fun because
it's
on most movies, you're waiting so much for the lighting and stuff. So I think you just want to stay and hang out and set. Nobody goes and hides in their trailer or anything. Eric, no, just but like it's just like you say social and you're there and you're just working. It's not sort of that downtime. You're there and it's fun. You're making something.
So you shot chapter 1 about a year.
I think so, yeah, right after Sundance, I think.
Okay, and then at what point did you decide that you wanted to move forward and add on to it?
Right after like the first cut.
Okay.
We loved it, and it was so fun to watch, and like everybody was loving it, so we decided to write more, and it was like super easy for me because this format, like this 13 minutes, it's pretty easy to write, compared to a movie. But then at the end, it's like a movie, we have like 7 chapters, it's like 95 minutes, I think.
And audiences here at Sundance saw the first 3 chapters. When will we see the finished product?
I think the movie itself is going to be ready like in a month or so, yeah.
Okay.
So
Very exciting. Talk to me about the music, the creative process with the music. Your music is amazing. What was that like to score the movie?
I'm not really scoring, I'm like using music I did in the past. Like
Yeah.
I'm like using pieces of music in my albums, which is really fun for me. It's like going back in my old works. So yes, it's always the same. Basically, when I do a movie, I have to go to the computer and make some tunes, but there's no specific creative process. It's like I know I'm feeling something. I need this feeling, and I just do it. It's super quick.
It's almost like its own character in this movie, which I love.
Yeah. It's the first time that I assume my music as a main part of the movie.
How do I score an invite to one of your rap parties? Because between the music, the humor, it's got to be just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Are they pretty rowdy?
We
Are they
just
pretty
voted.
rowdy?
It's okay.
Yeah, I think
can
you're
come.
in. I think you nailed it.
Marilyn Manson, can we get him in there somehow?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
he would like you. I think you're in.
I think that's a good
I
thing.
think you can make
I'm
that
not
happen.
sure. I think that's a good thing. Have you ever thought about making this a TV show? It feels like it could be a TV show.
Love that.
Yeah, that's what I said yesterday. I want this to be everything at the same time. Not just a TV show, not just a movie, not just a web series, whatever. I think it's better if it's everything at the same time. And what we screened last night was like watching a TV series, but in a theater. It's a different experience. I
Yeah.
think it's really interesting to see it as a complex, like everything at the same time.
Yeah, pioneering a new.
But yes, of course, we
Format.
would like to shoot like 200 episodes of this.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I hope we'll get to see that.
You can see it on FX or HBO.
Yeah,
Can you?
totally.
Easy.
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 Nailing it.
Easy.
Nailed it.
I only do ABC Family. So
That might be a
We
problem.
got it all down.
Well, congratulations, you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product, and thanks
Thank
so
you.
much
Very
for
soon.
for
Thank you.
hanging
Thank
out
you.
with us.
We'll
Thank
see you at
you.
the rap party.
Yes, awesome. I can't wait.